Can you talk a little bit about filming the last scene? Betty and Jughead watching this video, and then the video itself, which is super creepy.
Yeah. So, those voyeur tapes, some of them have already been established in other episodes.
Yeah.
But this one I got to film, and I felt a big responsibility because, it's not only upping the stakes in the tapes, but it's now going to establish what's going to happen from this point forward. So I wanted to make sure that we got it right. So I kept checking in with Roberto, just making sure. And then also, I wanted to push the violence aspect of it.
Yeah.
But also you have to be conscious of where it airs and the age of your audience and what's appropriate and all that kind of stuff. So there was a lot of rules that we had to abide by, that the network sets out and the studio sets out, standards and practices and stuff. But thankfully, what I had designed that I thought was truthfully the creepiest ended up fitting within the guidelines of what the network was comfortable with. So luckily, we didn't have to compromise anything, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I kept saying, is this real or not real? Or what are we doing here?
Right.
And that's always going to be a gray area with Roberto and with the storytelling. But I wanted to depict it they've upped the game.
Yeah, it's chilling.
Something really happens. Yeah.
And
not
also,
time.
Sorry.
Not just a reenactment this time.
I was gonna say, are we gonna find out maybe who is, or I guess is that the next mystery? Is who is underneath that mask in the middle?
I know, right? So who's pulling the strings, and also who?
Now, when the show does return, obviously plans are shifting. No one knows what's happening when. I know there was initially talk of a time jump, but do you think they're going to finish this storyline in this timeline when the show returns? In your opinion? I guess.
I don't know. First of all, I never know what they have planned. I think they do something. But I could only imagine. It's like we were working toward prom. We were working toward graduation. It was gonna sum up the 4th year of high school for Riverdale. That's obviously now been pushed to a later date. So I'm only assuming that they're gonna deal with that in the next season.
Yeah.
But how long this history was gonna happen, I don't know. And what was in store for Alice, and Alice and FP, and what was happening. So that's the thing. There's a lot of speculation about time jumps and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I know that the writers are very active and making lots of plans. If only I could be a fly on the wall.
Right. That's the next room you need to get in on.
Yeah.
And now, we know Skeet is leaving the show, Marisol as well. Do you think there is hope for a happy existence for Falice, even if he is not physically on the show?
Well, I always sort of say jokingly, but not jokingly, is that there are a lot of characters that we lose for whatever reasons, right?
Yeah.
Like people leave town, or people are murdered, or whatever.